Great company to be in, isn't it?
Decent start there for Elliott. Good break, made a ball. Say that because last year, when they lost the opening match 7-0, he didn't really have many shots, did Elliott? So he'll just be desperate to get some table time here, of course. Good start there. Good bank shot.
That reversal last year was Elliott Sanderson's only previous appearance in the World Cup.
That's not going to help Elliott at all. We've seen it over the years. We've seen it this afternoon. Once you start missing balls, it gets real tough out there. And that was such an easy shot as well. He'd be disappointed. Usually a very good potter of the ball. It's very different out there in the arena. That type of shot there. I know we reference the Mosconi Cup a lot, but the players who have played in numerous Mosconi Cups know how to handle this table. Always seems to catch the players out who've not had much table time on TV.
Such a big opportunity for Qatar after the miss from Sanderson. They go into this match as the big outsiders, and they'd put that bit of doubt in the minds of the British pair straight away, making them pay for a mistake. Might have given themselves a platform to make a real go of this match.
Yeah, Jason, it was a smart decision. He knew he was going to leave Elliott a little tester. It's either a thin cut in the middle or maybe a bank. He's got a better view than me. But Jason, ideally, after seeing Elliott miss the first ball, he would have loved to have got Elliott plumb on the 9, but he just couldn't. So it's time for Sanderson to step up.
A lot of pressure on this shot for him. And this time, as he looks anxiously at the cue ball, he's delivered. So, Britain leads by 1-0.
If Jason can see a piece of this ball, he's going to try and get the cue ball in behind the pink 4. Oh, it's nice, very nice. Now Jason has this very table at home, so he plays a lot on the Rasson table.
Is that in his house or in the pool room that he runs over in the States?
I know he's got one in his house. I'm not sure if he's got one in the pool room, but he's definitely got one at home. He needs to get this cue ball bouncing quick because this is very close to the 4.
Foul. Ball in net. Just give me a second on this one, please.
Yeah, it looks a bit embarrassing for him, but as you alluded to there, Carl, anyone who's ever played the game knows how hard that shot is. Got to get it up so far, so quickly.
Yeah, and in the end, I think it was a miscue, I believe. Yeah, it looked a bit skiddy off the jump cue.
He's had a couple of good runs recently, got to the last 32 of a ranking tournament, here in Spain actually, in Zaragoza in April. And then, in what's now become his adopted home, just last month, got to the last 16 of the Scottish Open. Was actually beaten by Jason Shaw in winners qualifying, but then beat World Championship runner-up Mohamed Soufi in losers qualifying, and that took him into the last 16, where he was just a couple of racks away from victory, pushing Viktor Zielinski very hard.
Could see the idea. It's not felt.
Yeah, overall, it's about as bad an outcome as that shot could have had. And now a very clear chance for a 3-0 lead. Shaw coming to the table, by far the highest placed player of this quartet in the world rankings at number 5. Sanderson is 84th. The two Qatar players both outside the top 100. Nine was over the pocket. A little bit of distance between 8 and 9.
Playing low on the cue ball. A lot of players would maybe play a high ball here. Oh, he's missed it by a long way, Michael. A long, long way.
Yeah, a very concerning sign from a Qatari point of view. Well, it was a tester, but
Extension
when you're 3-0 down and you're big outsiders in a match, these are the sort of tests you need to pass if you're to have any hope. As we've said, Qatar have a big history of pulling off upsets in this tournament. Those wins against USA and Chinese Taipei some years back. How much is Elliot Sanderson enjoying this now? Big moment for him last year, named to play in the World Cup for the first time, and just a massive anticlimax. Hardly got a look in. The team lost 9-0 to Great Britain B, as we were saying earlier, and I'm sure it's something that's been on his mind for the last 12 months. Jason Shaw said it's given him the chance to reverse the story this year.
Maybe you should get into coaching. Psychology of the game. Yep, it was always wide, that one. Should be playing it into the rail anyway. It's another prime example though, Michael. You're playing one of the top teams. They don't miss that 6 ball. So even though Great Britain may end up getting the win, it's not been flawless.
No, far from it. Well, the only true must-win rack is the one when your opponent is on the hill. But really coming into this, Qatar will have known. If they fall any further behind, they're starting to enter the realms of looking for a miracle. Again, their Shaw would have wanted to give his less experienced partner the easiest possible 9, and I think it's probably come far enough from the rail that there's no issue here. What do you reckon?
I think you're right. It's not exactly what you want to leave your partner. Queuing off the rail. I like that though. If you're not comfortable, just get back up.
Yeah, he was just far enough off the rail that it didn't turn out to be a problem for him.
Kick and stick. Oh, nicely done, Elliot. Good shot.
That's a term that you and Jeremy both use a lot, Carl, and I think anyone who's watched a lot knows what the term kick and stick actually means. But for maybe the more uninitiated, just explain to us what it is.
Yeah, it's when you're coming off a rail or two rails, whatever, and you're hitting the ball that you're on, and the cue ball just stops dead. So Elliott had to play that because of where the brown 7 ball was. I think it's actually a term they use in America.
Foul stroke, illegal contact, ball in hand.
7-0 would not be something people would want to witness. Pot these 3 balls and it will be averted. Oh, and if that is to be the end, it's a horrible way for it to finish.
Yeah, cast your mind back to the opening rack. Elliott Sanderson missed an easy 5 ball. All the balls were pretty much over the pocket. They didn't run out, and it's just turned into an absolute disaster since then. Just got to cue this. Play into the top left corner. Can't fail to be on the 9. You've won the match. You're in round 2.
Extension called.
If he plays it in left middle and the cue ball doesn't cannon the 9, it's also an option. Top pocket it is.
Job done now. This British pairing were the only team to go out of last year's World Cup without winning a single rack.
And win the match.
But they have inflicted the same fate on Qatar here. We say goodbye to them. They're going to be disappointed with the way that match went. They had chances.
Well, I'll tell you what, they won't mind that break. If they replicate that 7 times, we're in for a very short match.
Yeah, it was just a couple years ago that we saw a ton of both of these guys in the States and doing very, very well. Now, Kirsten's been there a lot since. I haven't seen Tevez in the States as much, but yeah, well, Gerson, who played a good Spanish Open, lost a couple really close matches and was involved in many close matches. And you can see a little movement there.
Little. Jerry with the diplomat again.
Well, a lot of it's after the fact, right? But it's fun to watch when they move a little bit to me. But like I said, Tevez, very solid fundamentally.
Yeah, he's Mr. Cool. And together, Peru have drawn first blood against Albania.
This is where that movement really makes a difference.
He was gripping the cue lightly. Everything was okay. Then the last moment, ooh. It's like one of those coaching manuals, how not to do it.
Yeah, and it's funny because he spins, you know, a lot of players used to spin the cue. They'll spin it a couple times in their hands while they're down on the ball, but he continually spins the cue. And I don't know if it's like maybe that promotes a little movement as well. Just a lot of action going on. Nice shot there. Really solid.
Yeah, that was the juxtaposed position.
For them, good thing the 6 is pretty accessible, so can handle a lot here. And I'll tell you, the way, of course, Kachi has been playing the entire year and what he's stepping in and looking like right now in this match, I kind of feel like it was just fatigue that got the big guy there last week in the Spanish Open.
Yes, the schedule was very unfortunate for him. He played a late match in the last 16, then had very little time to recover before the quarterfinals. And the other factor was, on Saturday, it was boiling hot in here, so I think that sapped stamina.
Well, he's as cool away from the table as he is on the table, and you could even see some frustration, right? He even commented on some things, and just very unlike him. Win or lose, he takes it like a true champion. So I think it was just a unique situation for him there last week, something we won't see very often, and really probably some pool he can discard easily. And I think also, just like the Whirlpool Masters, the field we saw was so strong. You know, we've had some mistakes on day one by some teams and some missed balls, but I think this is more of what we're going to need, or going to be seeing as these matches go on. Just a little couple cushions right at the 9. Shouldn't be a problem. Yes, it is a golden break.
Team Albania wins the rack.
The hand of apology was raised in glee. The 9 finding the side pocket, and with it, Albania tightening their grip at 5-1. The ball, the more likely the jaws will repel it.
Well, of course, 5-1 is, match is not even close to over, but this is where Kachi needs to know he can lean on Besar as well. Just get him out to the head string, let him cut at the 6. Yeah, he got a lot out of that. Cheated the pocket a little bit, which helped him get to the other side of the table. But you got to like the speed he hit it, right? Never out of line there.
Yes, and with a liberal helping of running side, these Albanians are looking good. I just wonder, you know, with young Kledio Kachi lurking in the wings, whether that's lit a fire under Besar Sparhu, inspired him to play like this in the hopes of keeping his place in the team next year.
Well, after the Spanish Open, you know, back in Albania and around the pool world, you know, there may have been some of that discussion. Maybe it should have been Kledio and Eklund together, but never heard Kachi really talk about anything like that. And of course he's not gonna, because Besar was gonna be his partner, but man, he's looked good.
Absolutely.
Well, that last shot, you know, the 6 to the 7, right? When you come inside those 2 side pockets with so much confidence, not worrying about the scratch, you gotta believe his head's in the right place.
Albania
wins the rack.
swiftly on the hill.
Yeah, otherwise I'm not really sure what the play is. Yeah, I think it should be on the lighter side here. Oh, he's going for the make. Wow, what a shot. What a shot. Back against the wall, I guess. At least in the situation, maybe not the score line. And Kachi, I'll tell you. Nice shot.
Yeah, he was a little more still there, wasn't he?
You know, it's kind of all or not, right? Kachi and them have maybe settled them down as well. I kind of stunned it instead of really following the ball. Caught it a little thick to the hole as well. Yeah, so he put a little heat on his partner.
Not available.
Asking for the extension, told it's not available by Desislava Boshilova, the referee. Well, the extension wasn't available, but they've extended the match.
Well, that's the speed I was talking about. Bessar showing us all of his game this evening.
Extension code.
One thing these two wouldn't have been that well accustomed to, playing with a shot clock, and I think on a couple of occasions, more than a couple, that's shone through.
Yeah, it makes the more nervous. I don't think he can play the 8 here. Maybe. Yeah, he can. What a shot. Maybe a little unfortunate to make the pink as well. Cue ball stayed upstairs for a very difficult 5-ball. Tell you what, for that movement, though, he sure does hit the ball accurately. All right. I like his chances just because he gets to put a stroke on it. He actually had a little movement there himself.
Yeah, first time he's fallen victim to it, and it could be their final shot. He missed the 4, catchy, but not the 5. The end is nigh. Peru couldn't catch Kachi. They couldn't best Bessar. That was a terrific team effort from the Albanians, who score a 7-3 victory to equal their best ever run in the World Cup of Pool.
Straight into the match, but this is massively important if they can make something of this first rack. Pot wasn't on there, but obviously at the table they have a chance to apply some pressure.
I believe in this very situation you will see Albin Ocean take the stage. He excels in this department. Great thinker of the game. Has great speed control with the cue ball.
Extension call.
But he's in a world of trouble here. There's no obvious rail that it looks like he can contact to get in behind this blue 2. So something's going to have to be manufactured.
Foul stroke.
Because of that, he's
Ball in
over
hand.
swerved
Please start the clock.
the shot. So first chance. Yeah, so this is where it could go wrong. We have seen this go wrong many times. Couple of things here. His pace, and he's got to watch he doesn't scratch in the right hand centre pocket. See how it's gone wrong? So he's left his partner on the 50-yard line. Big shot coming up here in Rat 1. If he pots it, it sends a message over to the Austrians, rather. And if he makes it, they're going to be feeling very good here.
Oh, what a big moment for Justin Sajic
Australia.
in the opening rack. So James Georgiadis managed to make something off the break, and from that point on, the Australians were in control of the rack. And they've won it. They lead the 2.
Maybe I should have picked the Aussies, because this is a tremendous start.
Keeping the Austrians at bay early on. Who does James Georgiadis remind you of? A really famous but now retired global sports star. I've never seen you look so puzzled.
You're going to have to give me a bit more time for this one.
I think if you don't see it straight away, you're not going to see it.
Where's the one ball? Yep, he's fluked it, but he's no shot on the blue 2.
Foul straight.
Ooh, missed the 2 ball. I think it was a couple of years ago, wasn't it, when Austria got beat in the first round?
Well, they've actually gone out in the first round the last 2 years. In fact, do you know how many racks they've won in the last 2 World Cups in total?
2.
Spot on. You got that one right.
But it wasn't Mario last year, so Albin's been in this position, and he'll be sat there thinking about that.
Yeah, it was these two when they had that amazing defeat to Slovakia, who went on to the semis on their debut a couple of years ago. Australia far from their debut.
Well, that's why they've won it twice. Because he's just got down and rolled that in as if it's over the pocket. Under severe pressure, middle of the pocket. Needs another good one here. I'm not sure if there's any angle, but if he's dead straight, he's got to pull back into a small window. Window is what we call a little area on the table. He's straight, so this could go wrong. You see, the cue ball could only really land in that little area. If he overdoes it, he bumps the 5, leaves it very thin. Beautiful shot.
Yeah, absolutely. And Okay, that's fine if you've got it under control, but once or twice players have looked a bit panicky that they've left it so late.
Oh, well recovered, Mario He. In fact, the 2 titles this pair have won, one of them Alvin really played lights out, and the other one Mario sort of carried Alvin in certain big key matches. That's what it's all about.
Mario He has been in one of the best spells of his career, if not the very best, over the last year and a bit. He was so close to getting to the final of the World Championship this year. He led Francisco Sanchez Ruiz 7-2 in the semi-final. And then won only 1 of the next 10 racks and went down 11-8. Won almost $100,000 last year. Very consistent performer in the biggest events. Ocean also had a good 2022, won a couple of big titles, almost won the World Championship again. And between the pair of them, they've won the 4th rack. First break. Can Ocean get to the potting angle here?
Tight, isn't it? Very tight.
Yeah, illustrated by that.
Well, this time they've got a far easier shot. Wasn't easy for an Alvin, but I did expect him to pot it. That was a great view of the cue ball, sliding, spinning down.
Okay, so as we've said, they're massive outsiders in this match, so
Just try and slide over a little bit.
key to having a chance of winning it is having an extremely high percentage of converting when you do get opportunities. Done it so far.
Yeah, just nice off.
Yeah, I can kill it, yeah.
Yeah.
For this 2-week stint in Spain. And we may have sponsors or backers or whatever, so maybe not making a loss on it, but any financial return likely to be largely wiped out. But it's not about it for these guys. It's a massive thrill for them. Imagine going back to Australia afterwards and talking to their friends saying, yeah, just been playing in a World Cup. Can't put a price on that. So Albin Ocean missed a 2. It was a tough 2, but it's turned out to be a costly one because Australia are going to lead this match again. Australia hit the front once more at 3-2. The last match of this opening day.
He's going for the putt. Nicely done. Using a bit of spin to get him behind the 3. The Aussies have really started this match well.
The way they're conducting themselves, it really is as if they're back in Empire Bar and Pool in Adelaide, just having a game with their mates or whatever. And I say that as a good thing because it's clearly keeping them very relaxed out there. An enormous golfing experience between the two and being out on the big stage.
It's all about just trying to make contact. If he hits it full, he may pot it in the corner. Something good may happen. It's not gonna though. Yeah, he's just left this a little longer than he would have liked. But he's a nice solid cueist, this James.
Not hard to tell that Sajic knows this is an important moment. Got off to a flying start, led by 2 racks. He and Ocean pegged them back onto level terms. This 9 is to go too clear again. Had to hit it quickly, but that was no problem for him.
Australia win the rack.
Not easy to keep the balls on the table.
Foul stroke. Ball in hand.
Great call, Carl.
Please start the
Now,
clock.
what does the ball in hand offer to Austria? Back to another World Cup winner.
What a shot he's played here. What a shot he's played here. That is exactly how he's played it. 2 rail kick and stick to leave distance.
Thank you. Play it up and down again. Yeah, I like the up and down, I think. You reckon just play, no spin? Yeah. Okay. I'll try and get behind the 9, yeah?
Another good shot. Very good shot. So easy to leak the cue ball. That's the worst thing that could have happened. To miss the ball and give it ball in hand. You're not going to get lucky.
Please start the clock.
At least when you get the hit, things can happen. What a chance this is. This has been some rack, Michael. It really has, and it's not over yet. I think he's got to play this fairly soft. Done well.
Yeah, just as well. The 8 was so near the pocket. Australia in dreamland here. A ball away from the hill. No longer a ball away from it. Now they're
Australia
on it.
win the rack.
This would be one of the biggest ever World Cup of Pool upsets. Australia are a rack away from completing it.
Whatever shot you prefer, to be honest. Either or, mate. Got like 35 seconds, so. Whatever, man.
If he can't, he's got to float past the brown 7. So the cue ball then has to go through the middle of the 7 and the 5. He's played it slow and he's missed it. It's the first mistake these boys have made in open play. let's not forget, Australia had a chance to win the match.
Yeah, and if they don't, Justin Sajic won't come away from here with the abiding memory being how well he's played. Think about the ball he missed. Still plenty of time for Australia.
Win the rack. Foul stroke.
And look where he's left the balls for the Australians.
Ball in hand. Please start the clock.
Yeah, obviously it was unlucky. You can't count for that. But it is just one good shot required. Oh, I think he can go forward of 3 rails, which is a Brucey bonus. Doesn't want to be on the rail.
Oh, on his 30th birthday, Georgiadis has handed Sajic a chance to give them both the greatest moment of their pool live so far.
What a tester this is. I just can't believe the previous shot from James. He had all the space in the world. Just make sure you contact the third rail and just bounce it out. Incredible mistake here.
And now Sajic could have a couple of shots which will haunt him for a long time if Australia don't win this match.
Austria.
And now
wins the rack.
Austria, in terms of that task of trying to win the last 4 racks, are halfway towards achieving it. It feels like a totally different match now, Carl. Austria have used their extension.
Yeah, it's a smart shot at this stage of the match. Obviously, bad shot clock management. It all felt a bit rushed in the end.
I think a lot of that is down to the consultation. If you spend about 5 seconds, which isn't very long, in conversation about the shot, then I guess inevitably that's going to happen, that you'll put yourself under time pressure.
We play bank or play safety.
So I think the players, even if they don't consult with their partner, because it's a team event, probably just spend a couple of extra seconds thinking about it, even if it's just them at the table and there's a little bit of figuring out to do.
Needs his 7 ball to stop. Needs it to stop. It hasn't. He was trying to get the cue ball in behind the 8. Another chance for Austria. Albin's missed a couple of balls in this pocket. Cueing looks a little awkward. His hands in the pocket. Oh, that is better. That is a lot better, this match. Well, what a match it's been.
Hard to think of a more enthralling first round encounter we've ever seen in this tournament. So Australia got a reprieve of sorts, at least got back to the table after the Austrians gradually played themselves out of position and then lost position altogether on the 7. But Austria are quickly back in. And from there, they've won 3 in a row. And now Alban Ocean will be breaking with his Austrian team on the hill.
Something crazy to happen. He's got to try and find just above that green 6, that little window of a rail. Just like that. Good shot.
Yeah. Potting the 3 into the pocket Mario he missed it into a few minutes ago with a not entirely dissimilar shot. Okay, so one more chance. Get this right, you can forget all about what's gone before.
Oh, he's missed the 4-ball. I can't believe he has missed the 4-ball. He's played so well in this match.
Well, instead of seizing the moment, all they've done is add another shot to the list of those they'll be reflecting about on the very long journey home.
That was a big shot. They need one more big shot. If they get this one right, this match should be over. Slow down cue ball.
It's been almost exactly 4 years since Austria won a match in the World
Extension
Cup.
call.
Their last win was the 2019 final against the Philippines. No World Cup the next year because of COVID. 2 first-round defeats since then, both heavy ones. They look to be heading out in the first round again. They were a ball away from doing so. Australia had another really good chance to win it in this deciding rack. It's absolute heartbreak for the Aussies. But Austria have turned it around. They were 6-3 down. They have won the last 4 racks to edge through. Austria have beaten Australia by 7 racks to 6.